Hey everybody, Mike Naso here from IPR with the latest on Hurricane Fred, only the second hurricane of the 2009 Atlantic hurricane season after Bill, and only the second major hurricane of the season after Bill. There it is in the far eastern Atlantic. You can see it's a very impressive Category 3 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson scale. Only one of about three hurricanes to be this strong this far east in the Atlantic, and the strongest this far south and east that we've seen ever. So, quite an impressive little storm. Here's the latest on Hurricane Fred as of 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Excuse me. Strong coffee. Good stuff. It's at 13.9 north, 32.4 west, 120 miles an hour. It might peak out 125. Maybe a slight chance of a Category 4, but it looks to be peaking out already. Gusting to 150. If you were inside that little eye, it would be hell. It's moving northwest at 12, 958 millibars. Expected to turn north, then northeast, and then back north and west. But it's going to be weakening so much it might only be a depression, maybe even a remnant low by the time Monday rolls around. And if by some miracle Fred got pushed back west and then west-southwest and then back to the west and west-northwest under a ridge and ended up in a position to eventually threaten land, there would likely be something to help up and turn Fred, and it wouldn't be a threat to land. But that would be a hell of a track, wouldn't it? Talk about spaghetti. Speaking of spaghetti, the model guidance on Fred, here's just a look at it. Some of them are so far east that it's off the screen here, you can't even see them. A few of them I did want to point out: the H-Wharf model right in here on the left, GFDL here on the right, the GFS model here. The no gaps is further east but does show it bending back west here into the picture. Some of the BAMs are taking it south and then zigzagging it back around west. Pretty crazy. In general, the current motion 5 days out would take it into no man's land. So right now it doesn't look like Fred's going to be a threat to anybody, anywhere, anytime soon. Here's the latest visible satellite imagery as the sun came up, and throughout the day there's that very small, well-defined eye. Certainly an impressive eye for a major hurricane. Maybe filling in a little bit, but that little ring right there that I just drew, that is where those winds are sustained at 120, gusting to 150 miles an hour. And again, it's a very impressive looking Category 3 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane scale. Now, the history of Fred is pretty straightforward here over the last, say, couple of days. You can see Fred has really cranked up. It moved off Africa. It looked somewhat organized yesterday and then has since really just almost taken a straight northwest sharp curve, and that is expected to continue. You can see the flow here out ahead of it will pick it up, and we're not going to have to deal with it anymore, but certainly an impressive hurricane. No doubt about that. Hurricane Fred will be one that we remember as a Cape Verde hurricane that developed very, very far east. I mean, there's the islands and there's a Category 3 hurricane, so certainly a very, very impressive system. Further out towards Africa itself, we don't have anything moving off. There's a little wave here, probably shouldn't do much. There will likely be more Cape Verde hurricanes. The longer range models have been showing a wave train, not necessarily impacting land, but definitely spinning out there. And there obviously is Hurricane Fred, very, very impressive major hurricane. Now, as we move out into the rest of the Atlantic, you can see nothing's going on. We got an upper level feature here. We got troughiness off the east coast. We got more troughiness and thunderstorm activity down here. The whole flow coming in from the west down the east. Here in the Gulf of Mexico, watch this western Gulf the next, say, week or so. We could potentially see some tropical development, but right now it looks unlikely. We have Tropical Storm Linda still in the eastern Pacific as of 11 a.m. It was at 16.5, 128.7. Winds were 65, moving northwest at 8, 994 millibars. Expected to continue to the northwest, then north, and continue to weaken into Monday. You can see it is looking somewhat interesting out there, but not showing any eye features like it has the last 2 days. More storms and showers down south of Mexico. Could they get going? We'll wait and see. I'm Mike Naso from IPR. That's the latest on the tropics and Hurricane Fred. I'll see you next time.